Good day, everyone. How are we? I'm Kendall Bonner, and I'm going to be your hostess today. And just so excited to have everyone on this call. Can you tell me? I'd love to hear from you. Where are you coming in from? Tell me what cities, what time zones. Tell me, where are you coming from today? I think that just representing all the different areas of our community is so important. I'm coming from Tampa. Okay, good. We've got Colorado, Daytona Beach. O-Town is in the house. Wisconsin, I love that. I love that we are coming in from all over the place. So beautiful. And I have some other questions for you while we're allowing people to come in. We're in Q2 of the year. And it's that time of year where things can feel one of two ways, either extremely busy or it can feel like little crickets, a little quiet, right? So I'm curious, are you experiencing crickets right now or are you on fire? So if you're on fire right now, if you've got pendings and you've got closings and things are going well, I want to see a one in the chat. If things are not going, I won't say crickets, but not as bad as you or not as good as you want it, and you want to raise the bar going into Q2, put a two in the chat. So one, if everything is going as planned. Two, if things are a little off track and you want to get on track. I just want to see where people are at right now. I imagine it's probably pretty mixed. Okay, good. So we have some ones and twos. So we've got on track and off track. But that is why we have the GAP Mastermind, is because we want to see everyone get on track for their business. I know that I have a passion and a heart for seeing real estate agents be successful. In fact, I'm on a mission right now. I was just telling Veronica this morning and others that I do not want to see any agent left behind. I do not want to see you left behind. This industry has changed my life. It has opened so many doors for me, and I know it can do that for you too. And so that's one of the reasons why we are here today, to help you learn, master, grow, and to bring your business to that next level. A couple of things, we have some announcements today, but one of them is on May 11th, we are having a special GAP Mastermind call. And so I want you all to put that on the map. In fact, you should be here at every Monday, but this one's an extra special one. So please don't miss that one. Put that on your calendar, on your radar, for Monday, May 11th. At 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. You do not want to miss this GAP call. And in fact, I'm going to say you don't want to miss any more GAP calls, because even next week we have another great speaker coming in. Terrence Clark, my buddy from Express Offers Pro, is going to come in and talk to us about additional ways we could be making revenue and generating leads and opportunities. So you do not want to miss next Monday's call. Then the following Monday after that, it'll be yours truly, myself. I'm going to be coming in and talking to you about my motivated mover method. I just did a talk on this on Thursday for the Sarasota Association of Realtors at their RASM event. And man, it was so amazing. That was my first time really sharing some of the details that are coming from the book with an audience and explaining it to them. And it was such a blessing. We had standing room only. They had to bring in extra chairs. And I will tell you this, I had a professional marketer in the room. She said, I saw your class was on marketing, and I thought to myself, maybe, I don't know, but I'm a marketer, I'm a professional marketer. What can they teach me? What can this person teach me? She said she came into that call and she said, Kendall, I learned something today. And she said, she thanked me and she said, I am a professional marketer and I wasn't expecting much and I got way more than I expected. So you do not want to miss May the 4th. That is when I'll be talking to you about the motivated mover method. And so I'm super excited about that. But I have one other question for you. If you are here today, I want a 10 in the chat if you never miss a GAP Mastermind or you come to 95% of them. And then I want a 2 in the chat if you've been coming off and on. And how did you hear about today's call? Was it on Slack? Was it on Facebook or in our community, an email? Tell me how you got reminded about today's class. All right. I know Rebecca's a 10. That's no surprise. So tell me how you heard about today's call, because I want us as GAP leaders or Global Alliance leaders to know where is our community finding us and how are they learning about these calls so that we can continue to show up where you are at. So yes, so we've got personal reach out. It's just on the calendar. I love that. That sounds like a 10, Misty. You deserve a 10, Queen. Maria, 10, great. I love seeing the repeat consistency. And we want to continue to do that. So throughout this call, if you could let me know where you're hearing about the GAP calls and the content that we're bringing to you today, let us know. Before I move on to our speaker, Rebecca, beautiful Queen Rebecca, has another special announcement reminder. So come on, Rebecca, and tell us about it.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Super excited about this. And thank you, Kendall. I love having you here on the call. So I don't know, I think we should have you more often. But I can't wait to see you on May the 4th and, of course, on the 11th. And so I also believe, I love our gap calls, by the way. And I know that some of you have been very faithful and loyal to the call. I think it's the best way to start our Mondays. And so, for those of you who have it blocked in your calendar, kudos to all of you. We do announce these in our Slack channel. I think there's a WhatsApp channel somewhere. I don't know. We try to make always on social media, but we are going to be streamlining those communications. And some of you are getting emails. If you're not seeing the emails, check your spam. It might be in your spam inbox. And if you're not getting them at all, then just reach out to us because we want to make sure that you're on our email list. So, and so one thing that I wanted to share with you, of course, we're getting ready for Build at Sea. How many of you, show in the chat, are already registered to attend Build at Sea? Drop a one if you're already registered. And if you have been on the prior Build at Seas, I want to see who you are. Put a two in the chat. Oh, I love it. I love it. We got some people already registered, a two already for those who have been in it before. Hasn't it been just amazing? I don't know if you can share in the chat also if you loved it. We want to hear from you, but Build at Sea is where business, leadership, vision, community all come together in an unforgettable setting. You can expect incredible speakers. They're going to have powerful conversations and they're sharing strategies. You're building relationships, and it's a kind of environment that helps you to think bigger about where you're going and where you're building. Okay. So it's growth with momentum, it's collaboration with a purpose, and connection, inspiration, all at sea. So something that I want you to know is that the early bird pricing is coming to an end. So if you have not registered, we want to make sure that you get your discount and you register before April 24th. You do not want to miss that because right now the price the ticket is really low. It's like at $297 per ticket. And I mean, we're thinking about it, it's a 3-day event, lots of activities that we're doing together. And after that, it's going to go up to $497. So we want to make sure that you get in on the early bird pricing. So you want to go to buildatsea.com and you can get your early bird pricing there. And then you want to register. There's two parts, right? So the first part is that you're going to register for the event, pay for your ticket, get in. And then the second part is that you have to also register for your cabin. And so there's also early bird pricing on the cabins as well. So you want to make sure that you get that as fast as you can. When you register, you're not paying for the cabin right away. So what you're doing is you're selecting what type of room that you want, and then Anna is going to reach back out to you. So get registered right now. If you're planning on going, stop thinking about it. Just register. Go to buildatsea.com. We want to see you there. So thank you so much for Kendall for letting me have this moment. And I'll get back to you.
All right. Thank you, Queen. Well, it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker. And, this speaker is near and dear to my heart. She and I have known each other, gosh, I don't know. I want to say like 8 years now, I think, because how I met her was I was actually trying to recruit her to my brokerage. maybe back, I think that was like 2017 or something like that, 2018. And I just, I knew she was special the moment I met her. She just had such a beautiful soul and kind heart and just very thoughtful and authentic. And I didn't even realize just how amazing she was at that moment because obviously that was the first meeting. But what I loved is we stayed in touch. She did not join my brokerage in 2017 when I first met her. She is a fiercely loyal professional, right? And so she was happy where she was at, and that was okay because in the time it took for where she was to where we eventually did start working together, we got to build a genuine friendship and a genuine professional relationship that just grew from there. By the time she did join my company, it was like basically right before COVID in 2020, something like that. So we must have met 2017, 2018. And so by 2020, she finally did decide to join my Remax back then. And we got to work together and learn together. And she is just watching her evolve has really just been such a great experience for me to watch and to experience. And I love her dearly. She is a fierce leader, a wonderful practitioner of real estate, and watching her grow and just build on the momentum and grow her team at the time and just all the different things that she's been doing has just been really powerful to watch. So I know she's got a ton of lessons that she has learned that she wants to share with us today, and she wants to help us crack the code on why we are not doing our business consistently the way that we should. And I will tell you, this is a powerful lesson. This is step one to really having a successful business. So if you're looking to close the gap on where you are to where you want to be in your business, please stop what you're doing, go get pen and paper, get focused, get intentional, and listen to my dear friend Tamily tell you how you can level up and grow in your business today. So thank you, Tamily, for being here, and I turn the floor over to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm humbled with just the kind words that you say and share. It's been a journey, and I'm so just filled with gratitude just for the privilege of just getting to speak in front of everyone and just share a little bit about myself and, all the things us as humans just have to go through. So, thank you again. I'm super excited and just I hope that you guys take this and really just see how exceptional you already are. So we'll begin with something that I came across that I always feel compelled to share when I find something meaningful. And it says, He has set eternity in the human heart. We were not breathed into existence just to be ordinary. We're not knit together in secret, but called by name before we were born. Crowned with purpose before we have words. We are all meant for more. And literally, that's what we're going to talk about today. I want to invite everybody here just to put your guard down. We're all in a safe space where we can really share, be vulnerable, and I hope that you welcome tough conversations. So is that okay with everybody? Are we good that we can be comfortable here? Give me thumbs up, emojis, that we are in a complete safe space to really share and have these tough conversations. So let us all begin by all taking a super deep breath, releasing it. Let's shake it off so that we can get started. So how many of you already know what you need to do to grow your business? How many of us? Put it in the emojis, raise your hands, let me see you. Like, we know what we need to do, right? We know what's required to move the needle forward. So keep your hands up if you're doing it consistently, right? That gap right there, what we saw when the hands went up and then they came down, that's literally our whole entire conversation today. So we like to think that, oh, it's a leads problem, it's a time problem, It's a I need a better system problem. And what it really comes down to, it's an execution problem. And execution, that's all an inside job. So I want to share with you today what's actually happening on the inside when we all don't act. And I could have today come in and given you another strategy on how to secure a listing, how to show up for a presentation. I literally had a whole different topic in mind for you today, but the universe does what it does best, right? It handed me a rep. It handed me an opportunity to really talk about the behavior and identity that's required for real growth and actually demonstrate it. So around this time last year, we were traveling and we ended up going to a mastermind over in Utah. And out of that conference, I came and I joined a coaching mastermind group. And this is where like top team owners and brokers from around the country like pay to be into and just facilitate like these incredible masterminds. And these are brokers and team owners that are managing 30 plus agents. They're generating 80 million to 100 million in volume per year. And I made a decision then to invest. And for me, that was a big financial commitment. And logically, it literally made all the sense in the world because I knew that I wanted to surround myself with people that are doing what I wanted to do. I wanted to learn from them. I wanted to apply what they knew. I wanted to study that example. And logically, again, it made perfect sense to the decision I made. And I was excited for it. But the moment, literally, when these mastermind meetings started taking place and I walked into those rooms, my body had a completely different reaction. It was super visceral. Like I felt it in my body. I remember thinking like, what the hell am I doing here? Like literally, like every single time I signed into one of those calls, I'm like, what can I contribute? What can I say that these people would find value? And I knew that, I had invested in that room, but I felt like literally I had no right to be in it. And here's what I know now that I didn't know then. I didn't really feel like I was out of place because they made me feel that way. Actually, it was the opposite. They were super welcoming and super generous and contributing to their ideas and thoughts and things like that. And they never excluded me and nobody questioned me. But I really felt like I was out of place because I yet hadn't decided that I belonged there. My identity back then said literally, you're not playing at their level. But I stayed, I showed up, I opened up, I shared, and I let myself be seen even when it felt vulnerable. And that one decision of staying, showing up, even when I didn't yet believe it, that I deserved to, led to more opportunities and literally directly to the partnership that I have with Kendall now with co-leading the Kendall Bonner team. So that action didn't wait for the belief. That belief came because of the action that I actually took. And this is the thing, nobody tells us that we have to wait to feel ready. You act and readiness follows. So while we're mustering up the courage to act, while we are contemplating that first step that we need to take, we tell ourselves stories. And let's name some of those stories. So in the chat, put it up there. What are we telling ourselves? Because I know I've heard many. I know that I've said some myself. The reasons we have of why we're not doing what we should be doing. So what could they be, right? I need better leads. I need more time. I need to feel ready, or I'll get to it when the market slows down. I'll get consistent then. Like there's always a reason why we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. So I want to be honest with you, right? What have you shared? Like from what you've shared, excuses kill momentum. I love it. Thank you, Kendall. So those reasons that we're thinking or that we're contemplating, they're not actually reasons at all. Like these are protection stories. And this is what the mind is creating so that you don't feel the discomfort of actually doing the thing that you should be doing. And the interesting part about these stories and these reasons that we continue to tell ourselves, they are completely logical. They're rational, like the way we hear them in our minds, they make all the sense in the world. And that's exactly why they work. They work because when we hear them, they make sense. So the question isn't whether your protection story is convincing, because it is. The question is what's driving it. So what we need to understand is that there's a loop underneath every protection story, and it has 4 parts: identity, resistance, action, and proof. And it runs in both directions. So that same loop of identity, resistance, action, and proof, it can either build you or it can keep you locked. Let me show you what I mean, and by using it with another story for you. So, not even another story, the one that I just said. So, the locked loop looked like this, right? From that experience that I had of joining the mastermind and staying involved and just showing up. That identity right there is I didn't feel like I belonged in that room. And the resistance was stay quiet, don't contribute, make myself feel small. The action for that story could be I showed up physically, but I wasn't really there. And the proof, what solidified that identity, see, I had nothing of value to offer, and I was right. So that loop closes, and that identity can get stronger, and you do it again the next time. But here's what actually happened when I decided to stay. The identity was I'm going to act like I belong here, even if I don't feel it yet. And the resistance was it still felt uncomfortable. I still felt vulnerable. And the action I took was I made the choice of opening up, sharing, and let myself be seen. And the proof of that identity came to fruition with the partnership, a team, and a level that I hadn't reached before. Literally, that was the same room, the same discomfort, but completely different identities and completely different outcomes. And that loop is always running, but the question is, which direction is that loop spinning? And, for us, we need to understand and see that we will never outperform the version of ourselves we currently believe we are. So I had a conversation recently that in real time, like cracked this completely open. And I was reviewing and this was recently, I was reviewing some team training with my husband, Roy. And the topic, very similar to this one, was about feeling stuck. And I was going over scenarios with him, and he, of course, the way he is, he loves to challenge me, and I love that about him. But he was asking me just honestly, like, how are our agents going to relate to this? How is this, topic about their day to day? It sounds to me that it's more of like a leadership concept. And true nature of me, I'm like, all right, I pushed back and I'm like, you know what? Every agent in our team and every agent out there is a leader, right? Because they lead their clients through their biggest financial decisions. They lead their communities, they lead their spheres, they lead their family. Like they're always showing up as a leader some which way or another. And of course, he didn't let up because, again, my husband is an incredible challenger, and he just wants to dig deeper every interaction that he has. And if the opportunity arises, he will do it. So that's just the dynamic in our family. So again, he's asking me, how do you relate this to them? When you were a solo agent, how did you feel, or what were examples of like when you felt stuck? And I sat with that, and I'm like I'm being honest with him, because as a solo agent, I've had a background in sales my entire career. Since a very young age, I've always been in sales. So to me, Like I didn't struggle with confidence with the work itself because of that past experience. To me, I felt like helping someone navigate any purchase was me naturally being of service. It was something that came naturally. I showed up and I delivered. But when it comes to leadership, that is when I actually freeze. That's when it happens for me. And managing people to me, and he's asking why, of course, I say it's like managing people to me felt like a responsibility. And he paused and he looks at me some more. And to him, it was like, I don't get it. Like, you're serving the team who serves the client. It's the same role that you're playing. It's just different people. And I sat with that because once the truth comes at you, you kind of have to digest it a little bit. And I go, the role's identical, but the meaning that I gave it was completely different. To me, serving a client felt like a gift. It was a calling. I'm helping them facilitate, like it just felt natural to me. But leading a team felt like responsibility. And that responsibility to me felt like if they failed, that was because of me. So that one word and that definition of service versus responsibility, that's what was running my loop. And switching that one definition helped unload all that weight that I've been carrying. How many of us have read or are familiar with the book Atomic Habits? Raise your hand, put in the chat. One, if you've read it. Two, you're going to go read it. Love it. Rebecca, great book, right? So the author, James Clear, says, every action is a vote for who you believe you are. And I was voting every single day for that version of myself who felt burdened by the responsibility instead of being freed by just being of service. So here's a question I want you to sit with right now. What words are you using to describe something that's actually a gift? Is it burden instead of calling? Are you feeling pressure instead of opportunity? And responsibility instead of service? Because right now, whatever you choose to define that feeling, that sentiment, that's the identity. That's the identity that's running that loop for you. And your body like feels it and keeps a score, which is another good book. The Body Keeps the Score. You can't outthink your way of what you're feeling. It lives literally in your body. And you have to realize that that freeze that you're feeling is not a character flaw at all. It's literally just a pattern in your nervous system that you've learned to keep you safe. It keeps you busy enough and distracted enough that you really don't stop and pause to ask, what am I actually here for? So at EXPCon, how many of us went to EXPCon this past fall? I went, I loved it. It was an incredible time. And one of the speakers, Elias Astudo, gave an outstanding keynote. It was like one of my favorite ones that was at the event. And he came out, he did his thing, and it was like super incredible. Like I loved it. It hyped me up. But at the end, on three massive screens behind him, like in super huge neon lights, were two words. And they were, I am. And like even going back to that gets me emotional, and just there was so much that happened at that moment for me because it literally broke me open. I literally have been obsessing with the phrase, I am that I am. So that phrase, I am that I am, what God says to Moses, it wasn't not I was, not I will be, I am. It's both present, eternal, complete, and enough. So scripture tells us, right, that we were all created in his image. And what that really means is that there's the most powerful words that you can ever speak are the ones that come after I am. So watching those words like flash in real time, and I'm like, remember it. So I'm like reliving this. So give me some grace. So these big words come up on the screens, and I'm seeing them everywhere, like plastered everywhere. To me, that was like not coincidence at all. That was literally confirmation. And I realized that the identity that had gotten me to where I was couldn't get me to where I was being called for. And I made a decision literally that day to just start doing that deep inner work, and to face those inner conflicts that I was facing and that weight that I was facing, and to literally just start working on healing those closed loops that are keeping me from realizing my full potential. And like, this is not um I fix it thing, like literally this is me in real time figuring it out and making that decision and deciding to stop pretending that those loops didn't exist. So I want to ask everyone here, what are you saying after I am? I'm not ready. I'm not that kind of agent. I'm not good enough for that level. I'm too new, maybe too much, or even too far behind. Because every single time you're writing that script, your subconscious is literally acting out, and every action is a vote for who you believe you are. So I'll tell you one more story. This one's actually funny. So this past Sunday, not yesterday, last week Sunday, Rebecca, you remember, she reaches out to me and she's asking me, hey, do you want to host the GAP Mastermind? This one, right? And it was literally last week Sunday, and I'm here thinking, one day turnaround. I'm like, are you kidding me? I completely panic. And I did have like another commitment and I couldn't say yes to it. But I asked her, like, hey, if I had more lead time and there's a topic you want me to cover, I'd be open to it. So Rebecca, being kind, she sends me a voice note, and I'll paraphrase it here. But basically, it was along the lines of like, Tamily, I'm not asking you to speak. I just need you to introduce the speaker. So I'm having like this convulsion in me of I'm thinking she wants me to talk. And literally she's like, just introduce the speaker. I ended up not being able to because I did have that prior commitment. But, just that whole moment was just funny in itself. And I'm here thinking, oh, great, crisis averted. I dodged a bullet. I don't have to speak. All right, let's move on with our lives. Um, but like how I started, right? The universe has a funny way of teeing up opportunities for you. And literally, just the universe is asking you, show up and reveal who you want to be. And what happens? Literally, not even 24 hours later, the very next day, I get a message. Would you like to be a guest speaker at the GAP Mastermind next Monday? The thing that I literally was running away from came back to me within 24 hours. And I'm like, oh my God. And literally, I mean, I said yes, totally uncomfortable, But I was like, sign me up, let's go. I'm doing that. And this is what I know. The calling does not care about your timeline. It literally doesn't care that it's Sunday. It doesn't care if you feel ready for it or not, and it does not go away. It literally will wait and come right back. And I'm here today because of that. Not because I was ready, not because I even felt ready, because I made a decision and I decided that day that I was going to act like her, even scared, even uncomfortable, even while my voice is shaking, and knowing that I had more preparation to do. So the loop broke the moment I stepped and started moving, and I stopped negotiating with myself. And this is exactly how you break it in 3 shifts. So, shift 1, you need to stop negotiating with yourself. The moment you literally start contemplating and saying things like, I'll do it later, I'll feel more ready tomorrow, or let me just finish this first, you already lost that round. The negotiating is the loop starting, and the challenge is not to enter it then. So replace that voice of postponing or putting it off with, I said I would, so I will. No emotion, do it deliberate, just a decision. It's both that simple, that hard. Second shift, you want to act before you feel ready. Most of us are still waiting to feel comfortable before we move. We think once we believe it, I'll do it. Once I feel ready, I'll show up. And confidence is not the requirement. Confidence is literally the result. So be that person first in your declarations, in what you say after I am. Be, do, have. Not have, then do, and allow yourself to be. That feeling that we feel follows the action every single time. Shift 3, you want to prove it to yourself daily. So this is not about creating a plan. It's not about having a 90-day goal set. It's not about putting it on our beautiful vision boards. It's one thing. It's the one thing that you have been avoiding. Like, think about it, lock it in, go and do that today. Not Monday, not after the shifting market. Things get better, things get easier. I have more time. Today, because every kept promise to yourself is what builds the identity from the inside, one single vote at a time, one action at a time. That's how we get to reverse that loop. And the world doesn't need more of what it already has. It needs what he has placed inside of you. So I want you guys to realize, like, we're not stuck. What's really happening is that we're all have an opportunity and we're all being called forward. So I want to leave you with a reframe, because most of us wake up and think that we're feeling stuck, or that we are feeling like something is wrong, or feeling like we're always behind. You're not stuck. You're just in conflict, and you're not incapable. You're just misaligned. And know that you're not behind at all. You're just being called forward. And that version that got you here can't take you where you really want to go. And don't take that as a threat, because it isn't. It's really an invitation. And that invitation is to let go of that definition that has been weighing you down, and stop providing and proving to that old story. Just decide today who you actually are. He has set eternity in your heart, and you were designed by intention. There's greatness woven into you that hell can't stop, fear can't bury, people can't define, and failure cannot finish. So go act and be great today. Thank you guys.
Aw, thank you, Tamily. Oh, if you guys felt that, let's give her some hearts and some love in the chat. I know what it pulls out of Tamily to talk about stuff like that, but look at all this love you're getting, Queen. Look at it, absorb it, accept it, feel that, right? So, thank you, thank you, thank you. We want to open it up. We have some time for questions. I have some questions, but before I get into my questions, would be good that if some of you, if anyone in the chat has a question for Tamily to kind of follow up with what she talked about, and or want to share a lesson that you have, and the story that you have from this same experience, can you please raise your hand just so I can organize and then make sure we don't talk over each other, but raise your hand and let's share, even if it's also just to give her some flowers, whether you do it in the chat or verbally. So can I have a volunteer? There's no dumb questions. There's just heart right now. This is a heart conversation. Oh, I know in the chat, Cindy asked a question also. She asked you early on because she felt connected to this. And she said, I'm just scrolling up to it. Where is it at? Oh, it was before this. Oh my God. We have so many comments in here. I have to go way back. How long, Cindy asked, how long did it take to feel like you belong? This is part of her story and her journey that she's been going through. How long did it take to feel that way for you?
It's a choice every day. I think we all are, when we experience new environments or when we see people and admire, we're always feeling like, could I be that? Could I actually accomplish that? So I think it's something that you just have to stop negotiating with yourself. And it's not if I belong, is you made a choice to be there. So that in itself is proof that yes, you do belong because you took that step. So awareness, if you're doing the thing that you are pushing off, that's just mean lean in on it. That is just proof right there that yes, you do belong and you're meant to be there.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Before I get into my questions, I'm gonna give y'all one more chance. Who got questions for Tamily? Ooh, Rebecca. Yes.
Okay, I'll start it. And I'm guessing that because of the topic, I mean, this is something that a lot of us can relate to. So they're probably afraid to put their hand up. If your heart is pounding right now, you need to just do it, okay? But
Careful. Your first
for sure. I could definitely relate to this because I think that I always second guess myself on everything. And I think it's also something that we're kind of predisposed to. It's something that maybe a trauma in our past kind of keeps us shut away or kind of withdrawn. And it's way too easy to just not put your hand up, not participate, be the I always said I wanted to just be the flower on the wall. And so I could definitely relate to this and I feel like this is not really a question, but I'm kind of just sharing my own personal experience because I it's something that I've openly talked about. It's hard. It's hard. And there's only one way to get out of that rut is to just do it. Whatever it is that you're feeling in your heart that you should do and you're afraid to do, you're never going to feel ready. You're never going to feel comfortable. It's stretching you, right? And we talk about when we're growing, we're stretching. It's stretching you out of your comfort zone. And you just have to embrace that and say, you know what? I'm going to do this anyways. I'm going to do it afraid. Like you said, Tamily, we got to do it afraid. And eventually it starts to get more comfortable. You get more comfortable. You might sound terrible or think you sound terrible. You might actually sound great. You're just telling yourself in your head that you sound terrible at whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it's videos, whether it's creating an event or whatever. And but you find that the moment you start showing up or you start doing the thing, you start getting better at it. You start getting a little more comfortable. And you may always have that deep fear inside that might still live inside of you if that's really how you are. But you learn to overcome that. And you know what? I kind of like that. I'm like, I'm going to slay that because I do not want to be that shy person. I do not want to be that person who didn't show up or who didn't speak up or who lived her life wishing she were different, right? Wishing I would have acted sooner. And so you just have to remove that friction, do it afraid, and things will get better. Sometimes people come to, oh my God, you're such a great speaker. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm dying inside. I'm dying
Like,
inside. And
yeah,
it's my head telling myself that. And I'm like, stop doing that. Stop torturing
yeah,
yourself.
it's a conversation single day. I tell people all the time, there's no courage or bravery without fear. So stop trying to avoid fear or act like it's not going to show up or that it's not like there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Fear is natural, it's normal. I believe it comes from two places. Like one, either something happened in the past that you're afraid is going to repeat, and or you are afraid something in the future is going to happen that hasn't happened yet. And I tell people, listen, in fact, Veronica and I were talking about fear specifically on our podcast call this morning that'll drop in Climber today. I was saying how, listen, your past is not it all it is proof and evidence of your success because you survived it. Whatever it is that happened in the past that you thought you weren't going to survive or you thought wasn't going to work or you thought was a problem, guess what? You crushed it. You survived it. You are still here. You're still showing up. You're better than ever, right? We each keep showing up every day, better version, hopefully, of ourselves than we were in the past. So stop leveraging the past to be afraid. Use the past as evidence that you are a conqueror, that you are chosen, that you are called, and that you are more than enough, right? To take this next step. So thank you, Rebecca, for sharing. I've got Misty up next. Misty, you want to join, unmute yourself and join the page?
Yes. I don't really have a question. It's very, interesting how you become aligned with different things. I literally just spent all day, yet I've been doing a lot of identity work over the last 5, 6 months, due to some personal changes in my life. But those one door opens, another one closes kind of thing. And I literally spent all day yesterday just detached from my phone and the world, and went down a rabbit hole with this. And I never thought of myself as an insecure person. I sit up front at events and things like that, but like raising my hand and talking, like I've kind of regressed in the last few years, and I don't do those kind of things. And when you started talking about that, it just just being more aware of of identity and past reasons for that and working on that. So it was just I appreciate the conversation today.
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
awareness, building awareness,
Awareness and
and
alignment.
mhm. So
All good A words. I love this for all of us. Thank you, Misty. Thank you for sharing. Martha, come on in. Uh-oh, I think you turned off your camera instead of
You
unmuting.
hear me?
Yes,
You hear me now?
we
Hello?
do. There you are.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, first of all, I'd like to thank Tamily for reminding me about the GAP Mastermind today. It was great. It definitely resonated with me. Everything she was saying, I was like, yes, girl, yes, I feel the same. What I'm doing right now is like, ugh, I hate speaking in front of people. I think for me, it started when I was like in history class and we had to talk about the current events. And I would do it last minute, and then I could feel my blood pressure boiling. I just don't like it, but it's definitely something that I need to work on. And that is why I'm talking now, because I really didn't want to do it. And I was like, let me just push myself, like Tammy said. So thank you. I'm going to take your advice and try to do better. That's it.
you just decision and you took action. So you're literally just building the confidence to do it again, and it just will continue to get
Thank
easier.
you, Queen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it truly is like time on task, right? I mean, for example, I do a lot of public speaking, right? And a lot of people are like, I would like to do more public speaking, or I wish I could, but I'm afraid, right? Like there's always something kind of preventing them. And the reality is if you are talking to a human at any point in any time of the day, you are public speaking. Can I just remind you of that? You are speaking, you are communicating every single day. That is part of our profession. And whether you're doing it one to one or one to many. And the thing that I love about what you said and about all of this work that you're getting people to really do is build that evidence bank. And not only that, I just want to remind you that you already have an evidence bank, friends. You have evidence already of your success and of your strength and of your courage and of your bravery. Go remind yourself. I challenge everyone on this call to like go take 20 minutes tomorrow morning when you wake up, or whatever your best thinking time is, whether it's late at night, in the morning with your cup of coffee, or maybe it's a afternoon walk, whatever it is that you're doing, and take 10, 20 minutes to reflect on the story bank of evidence that is proof of who you actually are and who you're called to be. And the identity stories that you've been telling yourself that are false and negative, like let's take ownership of those and release them, like Tamily said. Let's acknowledge it, become aware of it, and like cross that out and release them and recognize who we are called to be and who we actually are, and start retelling that story in a more positive way. Tamily, with just our last couple of minutes here, I just wanted to ask you a question too for the audience. If there's someone who feels this whole call deeply, but they're still struggling to act tomorrow, what's the first non-negotiable behavior you tell them to implement immediately?
It's the choice. You have to immediately take action and reframe it with take out the I can't and do it. Is you say you want to do something, it's not I'm going to get to it. I want to get to this. I'm going to block out time tomorrow to call my top 100 or whatever it is not I'm going to, is I am, this is what I'm going to do, set the time, and taking the action is what actually creates that momentum to continue moving forward. So as soon as you start negotiating with myself or you put in an excuse right before that action that you need to take it all out, cut it out, and it's just straight to the doing part of it. And with enough reps of that, you're literally creating that new loop, which breaks the old one out there.
Mhm.
So
Very good.
just realize it, don't think about it, get to it. And don't even say tomorrow, like do it now. Like if you know that there's something that you literally are putting off, do it now. Get off this call and get to it.
So good, so good. And then actually I have one more question before I have a question for the audience, and then we'll wrap. You mentioned early on, that leadership felt heavy for you because of the meaning you gave it, right? And, I just want to ask you, like, for other leaders out there, what's like a reframe that they should have so that they don't stall their growth outside of just because maybe for them it may not be as simple as a word change, but like, or maybe it is. I don't know. Like you tell us, like what's an additional reframe, because or how would you quantify that reframe if someone wanted to take away from that? Because I feel like you're right. Like when I look at certain things and I see it as pressure, and God keeps telling me, Kendall, no, that's your purpose. So stop seeing it as pressure and start recognizing it for what it is. And there's because we went there, I'm gonna go there too. The talents, right? Investing our talents versus burying our talents. I don't want to bury my talents. I don't want to block God's blessings for myself, right? And I know others don't either. Any thoughts there for you, Tamily?
Well, with exactly what you said, our talents, our gifts, realizing it and saying it's exactly that. Gifts are meant to be given. And removing that responsibility of, it's on me or I'm going to be the one to get them to do something. It's the opposite. You are giving your gift of knowledge, wisdom, experience, and then it's on them to take that, apply, and run with it. So
Yeah.
it's like the saying, you can't lead a horse to water and force them to drink. So once you really reframe it and change that definition that you're giving to that burden or that feeling or that heaviness of what it is that you're willing to share, is giving it that definition. If it's a gift, it's meant to be given, and then that person has to take, and they're responsible now to do what they want with it. That responsibility falls off of you because you've given them what was meant to be shared.
Amen. Cassie, you're going to be our last speaker. Thank you so much for raising your hand.
Yes, no, I love this topic because I am actually going through a course right now. It's kind of mastermind. It's amazing. It's called the CEO School, and I'm surrounded by women that make me feel the way Tamily was uh, saying, but I still act and I respond in our discussions, right? And I feel nervous. I'm like, this woman has sold $1 billion company and is building another one, and I'm over here like, that's how I see myself, right? But one of the speakers that she had on there, it was incredible, everything that they bring to this thing. And there was two things that this lady said, and she said, um, your mind is the most influenced the first thing in the morning. Like your theta waves are super high at that moment. When you wake up, create whatever affirmation or whatever it is. Like she said, I am. Who am I? Who am I? Right? And say those things to yourself the first thing in the morning, even if you're just laying in bed. Right?
Mhm.
Um, and then the second thing she said was she had this thing where she set 11 alarms on her phone at random times during the day. And this whole course is about being the chief execution officer, right? The CEO. And those 11 alarms were to make you stand up in your environment and say, am I focused? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing in the identity that I have set for myself? And I tell you what, I haven't set all those alarms, but I swear I hear it every so often throughout my day. Am I doing it? And it's usually when I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. And it just snaps me right back. Right. So it's just so crazy that I'm going through this course. And a lot of it has to do, they first start with identity and then they go on from there. But thank you so much for being so vulnerable. I really appreciated it.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank,
I love that.
thank you for sharing. That's so good. All right, we have 2 minutes. I know Rebecca had one last update and announcement before we go, but as we go, just thank you, Tamily. Thank you so much for your gifts, for your willingness to share, your courage and your bravery to come on and share something both vulnerable and important and specific and necessary as a part of all of our growth as we continue to build and close the gap on where we are and where we want to be in our business. So, Rebecca, I'll let you close us out. Thank you guys. Thank you for letting me host, and I'll pass it on to.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Two things. Number one, build at sea. Don't forget, last day is Friday. Friday, that discount ends and early bird ends. And so you want to get your discount, register now. I also have another event, and I think it's like so on cue with this topic today because many of you know that I have the brand Married in Real Estate, and I wrote a book almost 5 years ago. But to be honest, I didn't always connect with it. I mean, I do, but I don't. And so coming up as that leader was such a challenge for me. So this year we finally have put together an event, Married in Real Estate. And you can go to, well, we'll be releasing the registration link pretty soon, but for anyone who is interested, it's going to be amazing right here in Orlando. Lots of people are going to fly in from other places to attend. We have a great lineup of speakers, and I just want to say it right here because I don't know if y'all enjoyed conversation here with Tamily, I want to do an open invitation to invite Tamily to be a speaker at that event. You don't have to give me an answer now because I know you probably have to check your dates and make sure you're available, but I did want to share that here with everyone.
Yeah, that's
You know,
oh, you did not
Would
want to
you
miss.
be interested in hearing more from her?
what date is it? Is it the one that you posted? Is it the May 12th one
Yes,
on
it's
a
on May
Tuesday?
12th. That's a Tuesday. Woo! That's gonna be you and me, girl.
No, I mean, I'd be honored to. So let's talk more offline and see what that would look like because I am that person.
Yes,
So
yes, you are. Yes, you are. And here's what I know, what I've learned, especially having come on into EXP, my leadership skills have grown exponentially. But Veronica's like, you have to be ready at a moment's notice. So it's like somebody invites you to something, it's a quick answer because if you are a leader, we don't sit and wait and think and ponder and wait for something, a sign, a signal. We make decisions quick, right? We make quick decisions. But anyways, I will give you time because I do
say
know you have
yes before we're ready.
say yes before you're ready. If the reason that you are thinking about it is because you don't think you're ready, you just need to do it. Do it afraid, and it's gonna be good.
I love
Anyways,
it.
you heard it here. Thank you everyone for being with us. These calls are every Monday at the same time. We'll see you again next week. Next week is gonna be Terrence Clark with solutions.
So you don't want to miss
Oh,
it.
yes. All right. So we'll see you then. Bye, everyone.